UX your life. I am a true believer that UX can be applied to, UX principles can be applied to many aspects of life, of just the world. And this is why I decided to create this workshop that mixes a leadership exercise almost and UX principles. So, or design thinking principles. So first of all, we've heard from the speakers a lot of the stuff about how important UX design, user experience design is. And I think Apple has been the company that really has started that trend, right? And actually it was Apple who, it was Apple who had the first employee who had a title of UX user experience. I don't remember exactly what it was, user experience something, but it was a user experience position. So, you know, this is why they came up with something so beautiful that has changed the world, and the way we see everything and the simplicity became key. And then it developed, and you know the story of the iPhone. It's awesome, and I mean, actually, how many of you have iPhones? Oh, actually, only 4 people. I have an Android as well, so I'm with you on that. But yeah, there's so many iPhones in the world, so we can't deny the power of iPhones. And again, to reiterate, the principles of design thinking are insane and can be applied to virtually anything. And just to go through the steps, you've heard a lot about these different steps. The general, you can call them whatever you want to call them, the general steps that you end up cycling through are identifying the problem, doing research and analyzing your findings, finding insights, extracting all that good stuff, and then ideation, creating crazy ideas, and you know, brainstorming is an amazing tool for that. After that, prototyping, and like we've heard from Peter's presentation, the best way to prototype is to do it, or well, he said fail, but we'll apply it to prototyping, to do it cheap, to do it fast, and oh my god, what was the other one? But basically, informatively, thank you. Yes, exactly. It's so, you know, if you create a very, very easy prototype just using paper, and then test it, you have spent virtually no resources, and you have tested your idea, your concept, and you know where to move forward, and whether to invest your time and money into actually building the actual product. So after that, user testing, implementation, and it all loops all throughout this whole beautiful process. Before we start, I'm a huge believer. Hi.
Am I also in the wrong course again?
UX your life?
No.
So basically, before we start, I wanted to set the expectations, because that's what we always did at Google. Any training that started would start with setting expectations, because I want you to guys understand what will happen and what will not happen. So we will identify one challenge that you guys are facing, dissect it, find out why you're having that challenge, and design a habit to overcome it. What we won't do is we won't change your life overnight, your habits, or make you a Nobel Prize winner tomorrow. So yeah, just wanted to set expectations. So now to the exercise. You guys will all need some paper, some sticky notes, and some pens. If you have pens already, that's perfect. You can also use your own pens, but for this exercise, please take some stickies, and in fact, I'll just pass them around. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Here. Awesome. Okay, and we'll go to the back. Thank you so much. Okay, so, oh yeah, and there's some, if you don't have any paper, please take some. Pens, and yeah, there's some token ball stickers if anybody wants some. You can take them, whatever. So, the exercise is, first of all, I will give you guys 5 minutes to think about the things that are important to you in your personal life. What makes you happy and is fulfilling. And be very specific in terms of, don't just say, oh, I want to feel happy. Be more specific. And some of the examples that I've listed here is, for example, I want to read more. I want to spend more time with friends and family. I want to be creative more. I want to paint more. I want to spend life on my podcasting hobby or something like that. I want to travel more or take time to take care of myself. I don't know. Go take care of my nails. That's my problem all the time. No time for that. When it breaks, oh my god. But yeah, basically take 5 minutes to think about the top 3 things that would mean the most to you, that would make you feel happy and fulfilled. I will time it now. So you have the exact 5 minutes. So go. Start. And also, be honest with yourself. It's very important for the sake of this exercise to be honest with yourself and with what you want to do. See a couple of people are done already. Hasn't even been a minute. Well done.
Should we write them on the sticky notes or should we go?
Wherever you want to. It doesn't really matter. We will use the sticky notes later on as well. But wherever it is. Good. And for those of you who are done, which talks did you like the most?
I like John.
John?
Yeah, John was very inspiring. The end was like, moved me.
Yeah.
And it's nice when you get moved. Not just like reading from the slides and like just,
Exactly.
you could just play the presentation and the speaker can like sit on the side. No,
Yeah.
really, yeah, interact really well.
I love that story about the anthropologist in New Zealand. That was so good.
It's so true.
It is so true,
But you
right?
don't admit it.
Yes, yeah. We set some time to do something and they were like, yeah, that's what I meant to do.
But probably all creative things are like that.
Exactly.
We never know what the outcome will be. We
Exactly.
experiment. And
Exactly.
if it works, we'll take the credit for it. If it doesn't, we'll like.
I'm sure that's how a lot of artists do. Yeah.
She's very like.
Yeah.
She's like.
Very
She's
powerful.
true.
Exactly.
No lie.
Yeah.
And not many people are brave like
That's-
that.
Exactly.
Actually, she's also thoughtful. This is why. So
Exactly.
yeah.
But many of us think like that, but they don't speak it. They don't even say it out. So how can you like change something if you just keep it in? You have to say it first, then right?
Yeah, she also made us live a real experience. I mean, it was really,
At the first.
yeah, at the beginning.
Like,
Like,
what's happening? Why
Yeah,
is she
exactly.
singing?
Who is who is talking? Is
Yeah.
someone talking? Is it?
Yeah.
It was a real episode of Black Mirror, actually. Like we were all in some.
And the irony was right on the money.
Future.
Yeah. She was awesome. Actually, I had she was like, I'm gonna sit through the first half of the presentation, and I didn't understand that this was the concept. I had no idea. So I was like, I wasn't sure whether she would felt okay. Maybe she was tired. She just wanted to sit down. So I was like, do you need some water? Like, breathe. You're fine. And it was actually part of her plan all along. So
It was very smart.
very smart, very smart. It's an immersive experience at the end of the day, and that's what John was talking about, who is
Word of the day, immersive. Immersive.
immersive. Exactly. It's awesome. Really cool. All right. I think we're at 5 minutes, well, almost, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait so that we can all do this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're gonna be 10 when he moves back, and that's perfect because the next thing. Actually no. Before that, we have another slide. Actually, we can start with that already. I'll just give you more time. So think about the last 3 months. The things that you've just listed. Which one have you done the least? Or which one have you felt the least in the last three months? And think about it. Why? So write down that problem or circle it or whatever, just so that you have it in mind. And then write down why you did it. Be very, very honest with yourself, because that's the only way you can overcome that problem. Was it you didn't have time because your priorities are different? Or is it because you were lazy? Like, for example, reading. Sometimes I don't do that because social media takes all of my time. Be very, very honest about why you think you haven't done that action or you haven't felt that thing. So I'll give you another 5 minutes-ish to really think about it, but be very honest with yourself. What is that?
The holders.
Folders.
The holders.
Oh, holders.
The coolers.
Oh, coolers, sorry. I'm not only blind, but deaf as well. But basically, the exercise right now is, out of those 3 things that you've listed, highlight the one, or circle, or write it out again, the one that you haven't done, or you have done it the least in the last 3 months. The last 3 months. And think about why you didn't do it. What was it that prevented you from doing it? Was it because you were lazy? Was it because you had different priorities? Maybe social media distracted you. Maybe there were some, other external factors. Or was it internal? Was it something like a complex that didn't let you?
List of reasons, basically.
Sorry?
List of reasons.
The
Essential one.
essential one, I think, because I always think that there's one underlying reason behind everything. But you can also list other reasons if you think they're just as valuable. Okay, the people are more or less done. So now, find a person you don't know. You're gonna pair up, and basically you're gonna decide who is person A, who is person B. Why I'm saying find a person who you don't know is because you don't have the biases. You don't know them. You don't know their routines. So you can be very, very objective. So, yeah, guys, pair up. Who doesn't know each other?
Right.
Chloe.
Please don't know.
Do you guys know each other?
ما تقرب لحد في بالحاجة.
Do you want to? You sure? Okay. Well, decide who's A and B. Because person A is going to go first, person B is going to go next.
So it's gonna be B and B is gonna be A, so.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to do the same thing.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Start again.
Awesome. Okay, so yes, as you could probably see from the slide, person A first tells person B what is their problem, what they haven't been able to do, and this is a safe environment, so we're not taking this outside of the room. What happens in this workshop stays in this workshop, just like in Vegas. And yeah, so tell them what it was that you haven't been able to do, and tell them your why. Why do you think that's the issue? And then switch. So 2 minutes each. I think that should be.
Okay, so the main thing is I want to German and Czech languages. And the background like Czech,
And you're living now
in France.
you're in France, but you feel like you need to learn this language.
Yeah, I'm not learning languages anyway. It's been a long time since I ever learned a new language. But I feel that at some point in my life I have to speak Czech. And
But you're not doing anything to
but it's an objective. I've been for years there. And I just
But you just not starting. It's baby steps, you know.
not even.
Just baby steps. Just like start. Just start. No matter how small it is, you know.
Oh yeah, I guess that the day I put the first step in, and then I will just go with the day.
This first step is okay. Like I have a similar situation. It's not about learning language, it's about improving my status, my career. So it's financially being secure. Right now where I am, I can't do this, so I need to work on this. So I'm going for masters. I'm not doing that well.
You want to be ministry?
I'm being lazy. I'm afraid of failing if I don't get something. I'm getting stuck in a loop. Even though I know.
But now you work with big work.
No, I work in AV. I work here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's a program from the they give you a they pay for everything. Just sign a contract for 7 years. And if you fail there, you have to pay everything. It's a program, it's a master's program. They usually finish in like 1 year and this is 2 years. So I have to do it in 1 year. They don't have experience. And to get
Think about doing that soon.
I already passed the TOEFL. I have the GRE, which is math, and
I had the
when you
GRE.
graduated for like 15 years, so I'm way,
Yeah.
like, you know, you have to sit down and study.
And there's no other.
A couple of hours, at least a month, so I finished like I'm not finding utilization. Like, I have an office job.
So in your comfort zone, I should just.
It is a comfort zone. It's not like I know it's just some days you depress, some days you don't want to work. So this is
And there's no other. There's no other option than doing masters in the US?
that's your career. If you want to change your career, because most of the other companies, they are not financially secure. Like I have worked in companies which face bankruptcy. They went out of business. I lived that experience with 3 different companies. That's why I'm here to agree, because it's been for 150 years of continuity as assets. So you keep for another 100 years. Solid.
Guys, done?
There's
You do the work on it, it's fine. So
We're almost at 4 minutes, so
it's human.
start wrapping up.
I think we have the same problem in different situations.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think, but I think my challenge is less. This,
But I think
there's no way
For the next exercise,
I will.
you will make it.
Someone else speaking.
Oh, you want to have some history? Okay,
Just need to
you
figure
guys
it out.
paper and some of it back to these. So, I need some extra paper for this one. Here you go. There's somebody there. Poltergeist? Nobody. Okay. You guys ready? Okay, so now we're going to do research. So we've identified our problem, right? Now we're going to do research. So first, person B interviews person A. So, or however you want to decide it, it's just easier that way. Try to get to the root of the problem even more. Try to understand what is it about their daily routine, or is there anything else that is in the picture? Is it stress? Are there other factors that are affecting this? So interview each other 5 minutes each, just ask some questions. I've prepared some sample questions, but again, these are just sample questions. You now know the person a little bit and their problems, so just ask them questions about why they can't do this thing, what's preventing them from doing it. So yeah, let's do this. And don't forget to take notes. This is why I gave you more paper. Take note because it might be helpful for later, for the next part of the exercise. So yeah, go ahead. B interviews A or A interviews B. Oh, okay.
When did you first decide or thought about this option?
It wasn't an option until like recently, like 1 year ago. So 1 year ago they told us how we can, for the ones who wish to, you can. But I had to get like some lessons. And they were like,
When was the last time?
So what's the risk of doing the first time something?
there's no risk, but
Because even if you fail, doesn't
I'm thinking like, I know I can pass, but I'm thinking like if I go to maybe for, I don't know, I don't succeed, I fail. So it's like something internal. But I have to be more confident.
but it's about I like to understand the medicine that you want to do, or it's the image that you
I think
about your
it's a mixture. Because I have been comfortable for quite some time because of mostly confidence, like dating it and I wanted, wasn't my but these things like they get from me. There's one woman who they were the captain of our business. So I told my wife, for 2 years I did everything. I worked sales, research and development. I was the writer of the website. I did photography, all the images and process were mine. And they didn't succeed in their marketing. So just like that, it was it's not they told us after 2 years of testing we gave them year and year. The company before it, I was like going to go and open the branch in Prague. Software, yeah. And the other Prague. No, I don't. I'll tell you why. Because it started. That this was a 2008. The company was 2007. We were 12 in the company. In 1 year we became 100. The business was booming. And I was staying late, like finished late till 8 and 9 on Saturday I worked. On Sunday I worked, you know, my best. And I was like, oh, we're gonna go and go to the office. And they came. I was like, I left the techniques last month. So, and you have more to do with this, like, motivated than life.
So tell me,
What is the next step?
The deadline for spring is September.
So you have until September?
Yeah, I managed to fulfill.
So you're already in the idea of
Yeah. I wasn't good at it, but I tell you what. I will jump to
but then you have to do this as back to
I don't mind that subject because I come back and my salary is
the objective is
how long is your break?
Think about the last question because we're about to switch. Or if you're ready to switch, switch. Because it's 5 minutes.
the cheapest one.
and there's no way for you outside of
I don't like time. However, sometimes I it's bringing me
okay, that's all.
it has me too much stuff that I like, but they take me back and there's still classes for it, so I think the background is at home. I'm so I don't have the but this one is I don't know if this
The job I had was like 10 minutes drive. I was
So you're a happy person.
I was always lucky. So I'm not willing to give this up. I don't want to.
It's not necessarily saying that spare hours, it's something that where
And do you know other people that made this master's in this experience?
the weekend usually
And so they're saying it was worth it.
It was.
Some do you know someone who did not?
No, they all did.
Is there a real It's usually these kinds of studies, the hardest things to get.
Yeah.
But then
And that is a challenge.
there's very few people fade with me. I feel like it's always yeah, but now you know why you feel
this is always my problem. What's the next question? I don't know where you guys are, but think about something that you've heard, it's something that the other person has already said, and discover, like, dig deeper. Like, if you were talking about routines, for example, I heard someone was talking about you guys,
yeah, okay, the
this time, like, just
No, and then
earlier,
there's not like.
or I don't know, like can you do something while at work, or
Okay, so the goal here is like
to find out what the person, like what style, and yeah, the next stage is ideation. So what will be with that? This is your research for the solution to this problem.
Making it, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently you don't have to give examples of your things, and people who successful were saying that it was not easy masters, which but if they do it without our paint, that's good.
I see myself doing it. But like getting done with the applications and studying, that's what I'm not doing. Especially the office. And you have all these insights.
But that's, I don't know, it's not maybe it's because I'm driving my life according not to career, but according to things I want to learn. So that's my objective is driving things. And so for the 2 past years I was advanced students, I've never heard of and so I managed to work during the
That's factor, right?
Sorry?
When you finish up with learn, you're able to do it, feel good.
Feels super good. And living in the mountain was actually a great experience.
Wow.
So
I learned by doing what was this? I always wanted to become a health because I had nothing to ask for. It's messed up.
oh, that's even more.
Yeah, and like the months ago, just like this ethics scooter, you know, they offer class. So I was just done. First time I was like, second time I was just the last time, like in 3 hours. Now,
Especially when
when you learn and you
yeah, so that was the objective. So I like to take a new position in there. It's a new position, and so I think my profile is a bit true for the job. So now.
Well, ask your last question. I still have a question. I'll ask your last question, and then we'll move to the next part because that's going to be pretty exciting too.
Focus on this that and a whole new system of language to German, national English, Czech, I guess, even.
It's not near French. Like Spanish and exactly the common words.
So it's getting to the whole new system.
But you know, when we think too much, we overthink before then something which is analysis, paralysis. You can paralyze if you think too much. The problem will be like this, you don't like this. Yeah, I've done that really. I'm trying to help myself. And we don't help. We overthink sometimes. While we just what we're willing to do, just like what is required. What should I do? Simplify. I used to do 1 and 2 and 3. Why are you not doing it? Start with 1, move to 2, move to 3, you know?
Well, that's also the thing. You don't even know where to start.
That's the problem. We don't.
You don't know where.
Guys, so you ready? Ready for the next step? Okay.
This can go on for like something like
I know, that's the thing. That's the thing. You can get sucked in by this. This is a very interesting process, and so yeah. But it's time for another very interesting process, and probably my favorite part of you know the process is once you have identified the problem, you've done your research. now it's ideation. And also I want to wave, I've just received some messages from people who are watching us live. Hello, Glenn, hi. But basically, now let's do brainstorm. We are doing this separately. Don't let the other person see your post-its. And this is why we need the post-its, because you're going to use them and write down all of the ideas that come to your mind. How no matter how crazy they are, like, for example, volunteer at a theme park, or do something that will help the person achieve their goal. It can be as simple as, I don't know, like put it on your calendar, block some time, to whatever you want. The thing is, there are no crazy ideas. Ideas are always something that you can build from. And also something that they can do within the next 2 weeks. So crazy, but something they can do in the next 2 weeks. So for example, fly to Mars, maybe that's a little, I mean, they could now, no, they can't fly to Mars. They can fly into the outer space.
Unless you're using VR.
Unless they're using, you see, this is how ideas are built up upon. So just go crazy, write as many sticky notes as possible, just stack them on top of each other, don't let the other person see them, and yeah.
How much time do you have?
You have 5 minutes as well.
Can you let us know when 2 minutes is?
2 minutes have passed. Yeah, sounds good. I'm about to start, reset the timer.
Okay, I think how to solve your problem.
No.
Yes, the other person's, guys ready? Awesome. Okay. The way social media has transformed the world is amazing. I just got a message from a manager that was on my team when I was at Google, and he is Lebanese and lives in Dubai, and oh my god, I love technology. So you have put down all of your ideas, you have stacked them all up, great. Now pass them on to the other person, so that they can see what those ideas are. And maybe because my handwriting is horrible, so I would always need to explain this, what I wrote to the other person. So maybe do it in turns, pass it to the other person. If you need some, you need some explanations on the ideas, explain them, and then we're going to cluster them. We're going to cluster them into 2 categories. So ideas for you, you select them into what can you start doing tomorrow? So maybe the crazy going to Mars idea will not work, unless you're doing that in VR, and something to think about, because there are no bad ideas. Just, we had this example just now, right? I said going to Mars, you can do that in VR, right? So it's just a yes and situation, and that's what we did a lot in my master's, actually, where I met Rhea. Actually Rhea's sister, but never mind. We did this class on brainstorming, and it was all about yes and. So this is a crazy idea, and we can do this. I want to go to Mars, and I can do it by this, So always building on ideas, not just because we have this tendency to say no straight away. No, I can't do this. Don't do that. Something to think about. So 2 categories. Can start doing tomorrow. Something to think about. First, go with, let's say, person A gets their recommendations, and then explained, and then switch. 5 minutes again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. When I feel like I have like my don't just waste it, I just sometimes it does. Sounds like it. Focus on something. But that's nothing.
So I think
They
they
are
are
colorful
going
things.
to go across and like just choose.
Like put
And
together
then
goals,
again, so
toys,
But you know what? I told you that at the beginning, like now if you
put them all together. Different
Yeah,
colors.
why not?
Because the mind processes what doesn't
I
work.
don't do that.
It goes together first. So instead of going and searching for what
for a
works,
while I haven't
why don't you search for what doesn't work? Exactly, so go the other way around. Take another approach. Don't jump all stuff. Within, without, it's a psychology.
There's a reason.
And one of the other things that which is the most important I find in that specific thing is just observe nature,
No positive language.
how they are approached. For example, if you look at the butterfly,
No, you're not always conscious of what you said. I'm not close to this sentence.
so every time they see them,
Destroying oneself.
which is basically yellow, so it's X. So we have this. And what's fun is that there's something called Shrimpanthus. They see 6 different colors. Yeah, so we see 4 different faces. They see 16. Just depends on what color. They can see colors that can't be measured. And if you look at them, like their eyes have 3 different pupils. They have 3 pupils in their eyes. So if you research on these things and more and more about them, you can actually see different structures, different shapes, different colors. But you have to look at it, meditate on it, and take notes. Like if you put together all of these, you'll have something to create from brain which is comparable to what you discovered, which puts you in a position where you can go and study and improve. So you start off with your study, what you're learning, visualize how this
In my grade, in my grade,
so that's basically
So you get in touch.
start something off, and then
It's like it's more generative. I don't want to do it with friends and just try and visit. Like yeah, I needed to be
Think about switching if you can.
oh, I agree, I agree.
So I was to go
The mind
and say, please
try to do.
turn off sex.
You're saying five to work on.
That's
The
my cousin wants to know.
more dedicated.
And she's now in her and she doesn't say wow, this is just universal idea. It's not me, I think we should do it together, right?
I know when you're alone, it's hard.
That's very, very hard.
So when you have someone else, you
Yeah.
help each other.
Yeah, and it's kind of but I'm very sensitive. So,
Yeah, when you be
you should not imagine any other option than it's more likely to happen.
no one told me. I would.
Yeah, probably all your friends will support and believe in you.
She remains my ex, but she's always judgmental. So her reminding me doesn't feel like
So I know what to do. I'm not doing it.
there's something interesting.
Why wouldn't you? Because it's math for the fashion, make money out of fashion.
Write 20 goals.
Just
5 of which are the most
say
important.
like it becomes like at the beginning of the year. Okay, but
And specify a
I
time
want
which
to
is going to
read like those 30 I said that price even if it was like even if it's here, it might not just be the fact that you just here. But the status is not recognized. It's not a real job kind of Yeah, I'm sure that the things that I didn't know this was Is there a cultural, I can speak first time is there a cultural
There are many
there's another culture
You pay the first time, you pay the second time, you pay the last, you pay the pension, you pay the trade. So it's always easy. So you stop doing that.
there's no gallery.
There's no really that is in place. So you stop. You transfer to the last.
That's how I started in Europe. Okay. And it's been 4 years. That's how I started.
What is it?
get to know people, read about them, interact with them, business, social media, of course, it's very, very important.
Cluster them. Can start doing tomorrow something to think about. So something that is super realistic. If you do that tomorrow, and the rest are something to think about, something to build upon. Yes, and.
There's nothing we can explore because well, that's a then for me it's hard to understand. How come you don't go to just make it.
Yeah, have you clustered? Wait, what I can do tomorrow and things to think about. Okay, perfect. I think that you guys are still doing that. Okay, perfect. Have you guys clustered? Perfect. Clustered? On its way. Okay, perfect. Have you guys clustered? Amazing. Okay, so just a couple more minutes of clustering.
It's
And I have a type, and then I have a
It's not affordable. This was, I don't remember. Plus,
and there's the first paper. So this was like the engagement.
I can.
They want to see the abstract. You see it. And that's nice.
All right. Let's continue. The thing is, these sticky notes are yours now, so you can, you know, the stuff that you haven't quite clustered yet, you can do that later. But basically, you've just designed a behavior for yourself. This is just a, you know, this was a very quick thing. We took 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. But you can do that with your friends. You can do that with yourself, as long as you're being honest. But this is a way you can create behaviors for yourself and change your life. And yeah, the reason why we did that with another person is because, like I said, this person doesn't know your routine. A lot of the times when we think about our own behaviors, we're kind of like horses with the blinders, you know, we only see our way. But the other person, especially the person that doesn't know you, because your friends might also be a little bit blind and have biases, but when you are doing that with another person, they can expand your view, they can get rid of the blinders, they can help you see things the way you don't normally see. So yeah, people can bring fresh eyes and their experiences to the table, which is very, very important. Do you guys have any examples of ideas that you can start doing tomorrow? If you feel like you should. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so one of the things I wanted, I like to do was to travel and meet people, and conveniently she gave me a way to do both combined together. So she introduced me to couch surfing, which is an app where I can meet new people, and this is very nice also because I get to meet people and know their culture too within the country. So she can have her next target or her next trip. Yeah.
That's amazing. This is perfect. Seriously, that's exactly what I mean. Like, the other person might know something that you don't know and bring something to the table. This is awesome. Well, good. Next time you know how to travel and how to immerse yourself and immersive experience, the thing that we're talking about. Again, coming back to that. Anybody else? Do you guys have?
One of the things that I hadn't really thought of earlier on. Well, my idea is a bit more nerdy. I like building robots. So among the things that always stood in my way is the amount of work overload that we have usually. And the amount of things that one needs to study when you're in this field, basically, on a constant basis. I always had a problem with time management, and let's just say I can't sacrifice the whole day. I already sleep like for 4 hours a day on a basis, or 5 hours maximum. I can't sleep anymore. So he gave me the idea of flowcharts, which I'm like pondering right now, something that I can actually start tomorrow to create flowcharts of things that might lead to others, so I can organize the whole thing in relevance to the other things that I have. So that was really a good idea.
It's amazing.
Really good idea.
That's awesome. Yeah, flowcharts are great for a lot of different things.
I usually escape from them because they remind me of work on a daily basis, but now they're into my life again.
Yes, exactly. But they could be, you know, like if you change your perception of them, they could be not work, they can be fun, they can be building robots, your ultimate goal and something that you find really fulfilling. So maybe in half a year when, you know, if we talk again, you'll be like, flowcharts, love that stuff. They're amazing. Do you guys have any more examples that you want to share? Anyways, I really hope that you have enjoyed this, that you got some interesting ideas and interesting perspectives. The thing is, we have done the different stages. Problem identification, we've done research and analysis. We didn't really do analysis, it was all in our heads. But, you know, if you are doing this properly, you can do an analysis in terms of, again, what are the keywords that are coming up or anything like that. There's so many different ways to analyze data, and draw insights from them. But this is the first step. You've created an idea of how you can solve this problem. But to create a habit and to prototype it, you need to think of the following things. Create a trigger. So for example, every time if you want to start doing this on a regular basis, what could be your trigger? For example, you want to start meditating. Do that. What could be your trigger? For example, every time you come back home, the first thing you do, meditate. Or you want to start reading. Put a reminder in your phone, something that will trigger that action, because you will forget otherwise. It's not in your habit right now, and if you don't have a trigger, create one. Hold yourself accountable, tell a friend, or tell your mom. She will hold you accountable, that's for sure. So are you doing that stuff? It really helps. It's when peer pressure is good peer pressure. Commit to 30 days. There are different theories about how long it takes to form a habit. Some people say it's 21 days, some people say it's 30 days. Try to commit to 30 days, because even if it's 21 days, you'll surpass that stage. So if you're trying to incorporate a habit, a daily habit, try it for 30 days with a trigger, hold yourself accountable, and reward little milestones. You've been doing it for 15 days. Yay! Identify it. Pat yourself on the shoulder, or maybe take yourself out for a drink. Why not? You have incorporated a new habit and you are awesome. For example, you built an amazing robot, or you met some incredible people and you continue having new friends and just from all over the world. And let's say you made 10 friends all over the world and you're like, yes, this is what I wanted to do. There's the slide. So, like we said, this is the UX cycle. It's not a linear process, it's a cyclical process. So if you see that this habit is not working for you, go back to problem identification. Why is it not working for you? What was the problem initially? Do more research, and there goes the circle. It's always like that. If something is not working, if there's a problem, or even if it's a habit but you don't feel exactly satisfied with it, you can always do more research with yourself or with somebody else who can help you bring ideas to the table. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and you have, first of all, you made a friend today, so that's great. But also, I hope you have some ideas that you can take away now and go and do this, what you wanted to do. Do you have any feedback? What did you think about this exercise?
Can you say again? Sorry.
Do you have any feedback? What did you think about the exercise?
I really did this exercise.
Sorry, I think if you put on 3 people, it will be a lot more fun.
Okay, 3 people, so more people.
No, just groups
3.
of 3 instead of 2, instead of pairs. Because pairs is like 50-50, and some things might be biased and things. But when you put in the third, the conflict it creates between the ideas is a lot more interesting.
That is a very good point. And you can also do this now with groups of 3 people or groups of 5 people.
That would be chaotic.
That will be chaotic, yeah, exactly. But it will bring you a lot of ideas for the clustering stage, right? It will be much more fun, and then yes and will just take a completely different dimension.
Yeah, especially that you need to open to the other ones. So the more you are, the less comfortable you feel.
That's true. That is true. That's true. But yeah, that's a great suggestion. 3 people. What were you?
Yeah, I was thinking that it's important to speak about our problems to friends, or I don't know. So maybe the solution is we can't see it, but they can see it, so they can give us some ideas. But really, and she told me that you can instead of going home and thinking about sleep because you were tired at work, you can go to some place
that inspires you to keep drawing or to do some sketches instead of going home and have some, the same routine.
That's a trigger, right?
Yeah.
If you go somewhere that is inspiring, you're triggered. You don't, and when you go home, you're triggered by your bed being close by. And you're like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. So yeah, any more feedback, suggestions, ideas?
Maybe if we have one common board, we can all put our sticky notes on the board and we can share the ideas. I think maybe it's
That is a good idea. Definitely. Well, you put your sticky notes away already, but if you want to take pictures of each other's, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Maybe not now. But yeah, that is a great idea for, your other iterations, because, now you've tried this once, you can do this with your friends. When I told my friends in the US that I am doing this workshop, she's like, can we do this after you come back? Please, can we do this? Just like sit down and create ideas, because she's going through some stuff with her career. She wants to figure out where she wants to go, because it doesn't have to be with just personal life. It can be with your career as well. What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? What are you not doing? What skills are you not working on? And how can you focus on them? So, yeah. Thank you so much, guys. This has been awesome. And again, social media, Coding Blonde, if you want to follow me. And there's some stickers up front if you want to take them. They're very colorful. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.